Good morning, everyone. Gillian, I see, is on nice and early. He is our speaker that's going to be up in 10 minutes. So, Gillian, lovely to see you. We'll probably intro you in about 10 minutes, so you can just hide your screen. Welcome on stage, Kevin. Everyone, we are day 2. Day 1 was obviously yesterday. What's been amazing is we've had 1,450 registrations, or I think possibly even more. We only have capacity on the platform for 1,500. So we actually had to email people and say, listen, if you can't come, let us know because other people want to get on. Yesterday we had 600 app downloads. So that means 600 people are out there. But we've got a jam-packed day in store for today. The other good news is we are also streaming live to Twitch. Some of your school's firewalls are better than we thought and have blocked live streaming. So we've set up an additional platform that might not be blocked so that you can get on. But on stage with me is my co-host Ashley and Kevin. Kev, over to you. A couple of highlights from yesterday.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks. Morning, everybody. Yesterday was awesome. We had Arthur Goldstuck on. He did a tech talk for us, and my tech brain is there. So I really enjoyed that chat. And then for me, I really enjoyed Pierre, and we'll introduce Pierre a little bit later. He was good fun. I really had a good laugh about that. And then I was actually looking at my phone on the app. The app is quite cool. I like the topics that the teachers and the principals made. So it was a lot more practical. They went in afterwards and they started making rooms for discussion. I really enjoyed that. And then I loved the chat to Kreinsig. They installed 50 interactive boards at their school. So we had the school come in and chat to us. And that was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Brilliant. Thanks, Kev. So yesterday we started giving away some prizes. We're going to be giving more away, but Ash?
Prizes. I think I'm gonna veer off script slightly and say, if you missed yesterday and you'd like to watch it, Pete, am I right in saying that they can go to the agenda yesterday and rewatch? Yes. So it's recorded. So you can go to the agenda and actually of yesterday on your mobile app or on the web, and you can go and actually watch yesterday's hour and a half session. So if you missed it, please go find it there. On prizes, however, let's take a look. We still have that glorious 75-inch panel from Promethean. We're going to be hearing from Promethean later today. They have phenomenal panels. And they're collaborating with Snapify and with OUP, and it's just so beautifully integrated. So if you want to win that, you need to download the app. You need to go and you need to find 10 exhibitors that you really like. You need to like them. You need to leave a comment on there, a little chat bar, ask them a question, engage with them, set up a meeting. And then you will go into a nice draw for that Promethean panel. I mean, can you imagine having that in your classroom for the start of the semester? So that'd be, or the term, that'd be great. Further to that, our main sponsor, SonicWall, the track one, has given us, we now have 9 left, 1,000 Rand gift vouchers for Take a Lot. Eileen and Stefan, who won it yesterday, actually was live streaming it, naughty Eileen, in her class. And so her whole class heard when she won the prize. So they all erupted in cheer. I think they're expecting some cake and chips and something delivered by Take a Lot. But we're really glad that we could bless Yali with that. So there's still 9 up for grabs. To win that, we are going to be doing a bunch of different things. One would be,
we're going to be doing a poll. So I'm actually going to invite Ashley Lawrence on stage. Ashley is from SonicWall. So we're going to put out a poll about what as a school, your biggest challenges when it comes to cybersecurity. And I got an email this morning which said there's been a slew of hacking related headlines lately. Twitter got swept up in a massive crypto scam. Garmin and Canon got hit by ransomware attacks. Reddit was defaced by hackers who flooded with Reddit was defaced by hackers who flooded it with pro-Trump messages. I don't know why you would do that, but anyway. Fintech startup Dave admitted a security breach. So these are all international companies, but it's not only there. I know of a school locally about 20 kilometers away that got locked out of their whole system. So we're going to be putting a poll out, and we're going to ask what your biggest challenge is. That's going to go live shortly. Please fill that in, and we're going to draw one of those people who's going to take home a 1,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher, and that comes very graciously from Sonic Wall, and that is for your personal use, not for the school. But actually, a quick question. How, obviously, schools are in a place where there are a lot of threats. How can they connect with you to find out about real solutions that can help them?
Today's session, we have a roundtable. We've booked a roundtable. I believe it's been added to the agenda, so people can have a search for that. And that's today. We have subject matter experts talking around managing content on desktops, tablets, iBooks, etc. But to touch on the ransomware attack, I mean, I'm a Garmin supporter, have been for many, many years, and needless to say that system was offline, and they paid $10 million allegedly to kind of buy the decryption keys.
$10 million.
Allegedly. Obviously, it's illegal to pay ransomware in the States, apparently, but if you use a third party, any which way, allegedly the ransomware was paid, the decrypt keys were given. However, if they'd been running Sonic Wall with our zero-day protection,
they wouldn't pay 10 million.
we have the ability to know the unknown, so we can actually prevent never before seen threats. So, and we can do that to save you 10 million. We can use it in a school to protect you and your system. So it'll be cool to chat today. We've got a round table today where we'll go through some of the bits, and we can talk, ideas with the technical leaders in our team in South Africa. And tomorrow, just to throw it forward, we have some great data that's been collected from our threat labs that's going to talk about global educational issues, and the data we've pulled is specifically for South Africa. So I don't want to put a spoiler out there too much, but the team that's on stage tomorrow, Lauren and Holly, will be unpacking some very exciting information around real live threats, real data that's come from our labs in picking up data in South Africa.
What's also exceptionally cool is they are actually waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning because they're based in the States. So Ashley, thank you so much. That poll will go live in the next couple of minutes. What I just quickly want to do is a couple of people yesterday just wanted to get a better handle on the functionality of our communication of the system that we use in Hoover. So I've just shared my screen. Either you'll have the mobile app or the live version. So if I'm on the home page, you'll all know the agenda because you're streaming from it. So what we've added in today's agenda at the bottom is you'll see there we go. Oh, I linked it to the wrong track. So I just need to change there. Is optional roundtable discussions, and there are 8 sub options for you there. So we've just put them down here. You can literally click. So these are roundtable conversations. These are smaller conversations that you can jump in and join. So Ashley was talking about one day, there's stuff from Snaplify, SBMA, the School Business Management Association. A lot of schools have been asking about how to become a member of them. Kevin is running one on Office 365 versus G Suite currently. So he's going to be running that. So managing online desktop content for learners. There's a lot here that you can dive in. Actually, if I remember correctly, yours is this one, managing online. I think that's yours. So please jump on. We will highlight them again at the end of the last session. Just a reminder, we run for an hour and a half. We keep it short and sweet. And then we have these afterwards that you can go in and join. So that's it. Also, just so you know, if you're on a mobile app, the best is to click on community, then the meetup section, then you can jump onto those. If you're on the web version, you can just click off these links over here. Also, please remember, Kevin was talking about under community, there are a lot of topics happening at the moment. So you can see, wow, there's a lot happening. You know, you can get 360, oh, not that one. Let's hear stuff about schools with minimal resources. There is, can you advise for learners regarding tertiary? There's a lot happening. Data and ESCOM. So there is a lot in this financial support, G Suite training. So please dive in and have effective communication. So there is a lot happening that you can dive in and have a look at. So please get involved with those. All right, Ash, Kev, anything from your side before I hand over to our first speaker?
No, I think we want to say enjoy the day. We're really excited about having you all here online. We hope it's beneficial. If there's something specific you're not getting right on the system, don't hesitate to email Pete or I or one of our school advisors. I'm sure you all have our email addresses.
Or ask organizers.
And we are here to help. But yes, enjoy the day, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you in some of those roundtable or panel meetup discussions a little bit later.
Cool. All right. Brilliant. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Gillian Orange on stage. So one of the things that we always promise at our physical events is good coffee. So we normally have a coffee barista that's making really great coffee. So we couldn't do that this time, but we believe what Gillian is going to share today is going to be even better than physical good coffee. So Gillian, by way of quick introduction, he is a scientist by training, motivated by choice, and a general all-rounder committed to use his gifts and talents to impact the lives of every person with whom he interacts. And yesterday he did a session for us, and what many people will not know is I think teaching is very close to his heart. Both his mom and his dad were teachers at school. So I think he really understands the education system well. Gillian, thank you. Once again, it is a privilege to have you on stage with us. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Peter, and good morning to all the delegates. I don't know if you normally enjoy black coffee. Think of me as your colored coffee for this morning. So we are in the month of August, and we often refer to this as Women's Month. So I'm reminded of a quote that I think is attributed to Margaret Thatcher that says, being a leader is like being a lady. If you have to go around telling people that you are one, there's a good chance that you are not. And I think we're in the space where as leaders, we in a sense need to become invisible. Invisibles are people we only look for when things go wrong, but for the rest of the time, they do their job so brilliantly that we don't even know that they are there. Just think of going to a concert. We often celebrate the artist, but we forget about the sound engineer. So when we talk about becoming invisible, you need to do three things. One, you need to accept ultimate responsibility. Two, you need to pay attention to detail. And three, whatever you are doing, you're not doing it to be recognized. Now, I know being in school at the moment amidst the pandemic, it is tough. I find myself in a position where I've changed jobs. I started work on the 1st of July. I've got a team, but there's a snag. I have never met them in person because everything at the moment is going online. So I'm reminded of the story of a philosophy professor that walked into his lecture carrying a jar, some golf balls, some pebbles, some sand, and 2 cups of coffee. So he started by putting the golf balls in the jar, and when he did that, he asked the class, is the jar full? They said yes. He then proceeded to add some pebbles, and obviously the pebbles filled the little gaps between the balls. And again, he asked them, is it full? And they said yes. So he continued to add the sand, and obviously he could put in more sand because there were still some gaps open. And then he said to them, this is your life. And I think in terms of where you guys are, that is probably in a sense your profession. There are the golf balls, the important things like your health. Then there are the pebbles, which are the other things that are important, like your career, your job. And then there's the sand, which would be all the material stuff. And obviously, if we put in the sand first, we might not have space for the golf balls. And it's important to manage that kind of space. The students then wanted to know what is the purpose of the coffee. And he said that even if your life is really, really full, there's always time for a good cup of coffee shared with friends. And that is what I want to remind you of. Yes, you are going through challenging times. You are having to juggle balls, but I think it's also figuring out which balls are rubber and which ones are glass. The glass ones you have to catch, but the rubber ones, you are allowed to let them bounce. And sometimes we find that the harder they fall, the higher they bounce. So here's your take-home message with regards to coffee. I want to challenge you to use your creativity to overcome fear and failure as you continue to create a space that's exciting and encouraging. You know that we are in a place where we need to find new ways of doing old things. Charles Mingus said it is common to make complicated, or rather to make simple things complicated. That is common. But true genius sits in people who are able to take complicated things and make it really simple. That is what we call creativity. You need to help your teachers, your teams to overcome their fears and their failures. We used to go through what we call FOMO, the fear of missing out. But I think we now have FOMO, the fear of messing up. It's one thing to do something in your class. It's something completely different to put that content on an online platform where everybody can see it over and over again. People say that we have to accept that failure is part of life. Somebody said that fail is just short for first attempt in learning. So encourage your educators to take risks, because we are only guaranteed to win if we take chances. We are guaranteed to always miss if we do not take the risk. Then we have to create spaces that's exciting. I think the COVID has taught me that with online teaching and learning, schools have to accept that schools are not just there to provide content, because the content is available online. As a school, you have to offer something uniquely different. Kids now have access to resources, and teachers need to rethink what it means to be a teacher. We have to continue to encourage. We have to go around as leaders, not to catch people when they do things wrong, but catch them when they do things right. Your job is to lead the charge. There's a quote that says, you take a pack of wolves and you make a dog their leader, and you send them into battle, they will die like dogs. But if you turn it around, if you make the wolf or the lion the leader, and you have a pack of dogs, they will go into a fight and they will fight like lions. And I think that is what we want you to continue to do. So use your creativity to help people overcome fear and failure as they continue to excite and as they continue to encourage. Remember, trust your magic. The places where your teachers work, that is called a classroom. They have to step into those rooms and offer class. Your place of work is called an office, but in Afrikaans, it is called kantoor. So trust your magic and continue to show up ready to lead the way as we find new ways of doing old things. Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.
Gillian, I absolutely love that. I'm never going to see the word kantoor. I'm going to look at it in a completely different way. And I think that's one thing. Just I think the schools out there have been making magic happen. They've literally pulled off something absolutely amazing. So, Gillian, we really appreciate that. We appreciate that kind of insight that you've given. I remember in the last session that you did, we did a webinar a while ago, and you had a comment where you said, what was it like, and maybe I can ask it to you, what was it like having both your mom and dad in the school that you were part of?
Well, I think on the one side it was scary, but it was also exciting. And I think what our parents, both being in teaching, I think they taught us as the kids a simple lesson of life. And that is that if you are an educator, if what you offer, if that is not good enough for your own child, don't ever offer it to anybody else's. And I think that is what we need to do. So teachers need to step in, treat kids as if it's their own, and treat every parent as if it is their own parent. And maybe then we will start healing our country.
Gillian, I love that. I'm not going to say anything because I'm just going to spoil it, except a big thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, Peter. Go well.
Next up, I'm going to invite Rian van der Berg on stage, and I'm going to invite Natasha on stage, who Rian will intro. It is my job to intro Rian. So Rian is from FEDSAS. I think everyone knows the name FEDSAS, and Rian kind of is doing a lot in the education space and a lot in the IT space. So we thought it would be super relevant for him to host this session. As a partner, we really enjoy working with FEDSAS. So that's enough from my side. I am going to hand across to Rian. That's going to intro our next session. Over to you, Rian.
Thank you, Pete, and thank you, Gillian. I like the colored coffee. It feels like a mochaccino on a very icy, cold morning in Gauteng. I don't think it's been this cold in my whole life where I'm sitting at this point in time. So I hope we can keep you guys warm with a good chat around information technology and solutions to schools. And yeah, the first part of the session will be directly chatting with Natasha Ruben to find out how they implemented some Dell Solar Learning Labs in schools, particularly Waverley Girls High schools and some 11 schools across Africa. So yeah, we want to see that. And the second part will be interviewing and showcasing some Dell equipment and in partnership with Digital Generation. So yeah, let's look forward to a nice session. Natasha, welcome with us. Maybe just as a short intro, I'm going to ask Pete to play a short video which is triggered on YouTube, and we're just going to have a quick look at that, and then we'll be chatting to Natasha.
All right, everyone, it is going live.
I really deeply believe that you need to give more than what you receive, and that the best reward is the goodness that you will bring into this world. And one of the most innovative programs that I've seen is this solar-powered classroom. It's a concept to bridge the educational divide in areas where you are suffering not only from poverty, but also from lack of access to energy.
The solar learning labs are very important to Dell Technologies because it really embodies all aspects of how we drive social impact. It's fully sustainable. It reuses shipping containers that otherwise would have been discarded. And so it really exemplifies our circular economy. It clearly applies technology to drive transformation in youth and help benefit their education. And all of that together really helps develop this culture of inclusivity that is so important for us to address some of those complex social issues that we have. When you provide technology access, it's just been incredibly transformative regardless of program, regardless of culture.
Hemos diseñado un espacio que va a ser para el aprendizaje de jóvenes en habilidades del siglo XXI.
Computers has helped me because I've been doing task math and it has been improving my grades from 60 to 98.
We want to open up the opportunity for others to partner with us. And so we're now enabling the crowdfunded approach so that we can scale the impact.
Don't underestimate your capacity to transform the world.
That is unbelievable. Beautiful video to see. It keeps pushing me to the sense of access. And Natasha, maybe we can talk about that. But someone said the other day, access without impact is only availability. You've bridged the gap of access, or from availability to access, by having the impact there. So Dell has a very strong education strategy for schools in the Solar Learning Labs. Please tell us more about that. We've seen a little in the video, but Natasha, welcome to the stage, and yeah, share a little bit of the Dell strategy as far as the Solar Learning Labs go.
Thanks, Rian. Thanks for having me. So at Dell, we believe technology can help every student reach their highest potential. The way in which our kids are learning today has changed. So it's therefore vital for us to unite the entire school community to help prepare our students for success. So these labs speak to exactly that. Not only does it provide digital access to thousands of students, mostly in parts of South Africa that, as we know, lack reliable electricity, but it also has the potential to bring communities together. And I think that's the beauty, because the way the labs have been designed is it has a flexibility to it. So during the day, it services the learners, but in the evenings, it opens up to the communities. And so what you have is this natural bridge of both the learner and the communities that they come from coming together and learning. And I think that's so pertinent. As we know, with some of the unreliable electricity grids that we have across South Africa, having computer labs, can be quite costly. And so what the Solar Learning Lab does, as we've seen in the video, is it's completely run off solar power, and it's off refurbished shipping containers. So it's really just sustainable from that aspect, and really just allows for the kids to get in and to really focus on learning. And since we started in 2014, we've seen 15 labs grow across all areas in South Africa.
That's amazing. I suffered from load shedding last night at 8 o'clock, and I just got a notification that at 12 o'clock I'm going load shedding again. So yes, it seems like it's not just a question of remote areas where there might not be proper electricity feed, but we all have, I think we all know and understand when the power goes out that an alternative source goes really well. And I think we've got an abundance of sunshine in South Africa and in our area. So well done with that. Why does Dell see the value in the Solar Learning Lab approach? What is the outcome that you guys want to achieve?
Yeah. So digital literacy, as we know, is vital for our kids to be able to compete in the 21st century workplace. So we see technology as an absolute necessity that can help our younger generations not only realize their potential and find meaningful work, but also help them to support communities and ultimately drive human progress. And so Dell is big on that driving human progress component. And so we've been very fortunate in the fact that the labs, like I mentioned, is sustainable, but it also has a very high track record. So if I had to look at just last year alone, we were able to impact 17,000 students. And that in itself is just fantastic in terms of the reach. But what the labs do really well is each lab has a dedicated teacher within it. And so the teachers are teaching them skills such as coding, Cisco, we even do architectural courses. All of this designed to really help our kids in the STEM fields. So it's really creating a holistic model where you don't have any excuses. And I think that's really fantastic. And the teachers are on hand to make sure that they're there to answer any questions, link them into other schools so that there's also a competitive edge to it. And this really has shown us that this model really works. The beauty about it is the outside area also opens up. So you have other grades coming in and offering coaching and mentoring. So all of this really comes together quite beautifully, and we're considerably proud of it.
Oh, that looks pretty good. To pick on something that Gillian said, you just add coffee. If it open up a coffee shop, even if life is busy and full, add some coffee to that. I'm very interested in picking up on something that you said about the digital literacy or digital skills being very important. And it seems like that is part of the focus. It's not just putting down equipment and giving access, but actually infusing the learning process in that with a teacher there. So we're talking about skills that you want to ensure that's there, and then a teacher. Just talk to us about the teacher involvement. Where does that come from? Just clarify that for me in my own mind.
Yeah, sure. So each lab, we tend to work with strategic giving partners, and this allows us to have our partners come in, design a curriculum that speaks to whatever the skills are needed within that school. So through the strategic giving partners that we've onboarded, they're able to put a dedicated teacher and an assistant in each lab to really just help kids. So, the curriculum runs throughout the day, but like I said, in the evening, you have tuition and also community members coming in where they can now search for jobs, and they too have access to the internet. One of my favorite stories from these labs is in the evening, a Gogo in one of the communities, she really saw all these kids queuing up and accessing the lab, and she thought, okay, well, I should really go and see what's going on. And so she went in and, you know, through learning was able to search for different recipes and started up her own little business outside the lab. So, you know, that's really what it's about. It's just bringing in the community and just giving people access to technology.
That's brilliant. I saw in the video there's a dream for 2030. I want to ask you, what are the future plans and how does it roll out practically, and how does someone get involved? But what are Dell's future plans with these labs?
Yeah, thanks, Rian. So like I've alluded to, right, we've seen the success that these labs can have. And when we talk about inclusion, all means all. So we need to make sure that we're doing whatever we can to include everyone. And so the only way that we can realistically do this is by opening up the model and working together with our strategic partner, Computer Aid, to really bring access to this. So now for the first time, we have the opportunity for partners and customers to come alongside us and co-sponsor these labs. Our goal is to try and really grow and accelerate the reach that these labs have. And so it's a really fantastic opportunity. And I really want to encourage anybody that's interested in participating in this to visit our website, go and have a look at it. The team and myself are available to chat further, to really see how can we come together, join forces, and grow this fantastic project.
Brilliant. Just give us that web address.
So it's just easy. It's dell.co.za. And once you go in there, just search Solar Learning Labs, and you'll be able to pick up some of that information.
That is wonderful. Yeah, it's very inspiring. Thanks for the work you've been doing, Natasha. And yeah, I think we're going to continue the discussion around Dell and Dell products with Jonathan shortly. Thank you so much. Any last comment from your side?
No, just thank you so much for having me. And yeah, please keep those lines of communication open. We'd really love to chat. And we're also looking forward, you know, for people to just come on board and give us other ideas. We're all in this together, and we want to see South Africa grow and thrive.
Yeah, can't agree with you more. Thanks so much, Natasha, and thank you for being with us on stage. If we were in a live audience, I would ask the audience to give you a round of applause at this point in time. And thanks you for sharing your thoughts with us. Have a great day. Next up on our panel in this session is Jonathan, and I'm not going to intro Jonathan too much. I'm going to ask him to just quickly introduce himself and say where he's from. But he's in a live lab, it seems like it. So Jonathan, welcome on stage. Welcome with us. We've heard some wonderful things about the solar labs, but it's pretty obvious that Dell has a wide range of products and services and influence, and I'd rather want to look at solutions, but talk us through some of the Dell products that you're showcasing to us today.
Sure. Good morning, Rian and everybody. I don't know why you say it's cold. I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt here. I feel great. But maybe it's because things are getting hot. We got some wonderful products I'm going to be talking to you about today, and it's really building on to what Natasha's been talking about. Dell's purpose as a company, our purpose statement says that we create technologies that drive human progress. And so part of that, filters right down into all of the different verticals that we support. And one of those verticals is the education vertical. And we have specific products that are designed just around this vertical and solutions. In the past we would talk products, today we talk solutions. And so I'm going to talk to you about some of the products that fit within solutions at Dell Technologies, and how we are supporting the schools. So the first thing is maybe a question about why Dell. Firstly, we have experience. We've got over 400,000 classrooms, including 14,000 universities and colleges that we currently support. And we also have over 80 generations of product experience when it comes to education products. So we launched educational products a number of years ago, and with each iteration of the product, they've improved. We've taken corners that were kind of sharp and we've rounded them off so that they're less dangerous when kids are in the classroom environment. And we've got different materials, which I'll discuss. Flexible choices of operating system is also pretty important. These days, we're talking about Windows, usually in the back end in the office space, but many classrooms are adopting technologies that are using Google Chromebooks and G Suite. And so there's an adoption of different technologies. And so we have products that support all of these different areas. And then, of course, it's a solution. It's an end-to-end solution. So whether it's compute for the a data center in the school office, whether it's a VDI or virtual desktop infrastructure that needs to be rolled out in the school, or whether it's just handing notebooks out to teachers and students. Dell has these solutions to support them. And it's not just about the device, it's about deployment. It's about having a workshop with the school prior to and working out who are the personas, who's going to be using what, are there labs, is there a space for virtual desktop infrastructure? And then the best part of it is that we can take all of these solutions that we create with the school and we can offer an in-house Dell Financial Solutions offering, which allows you to pay for that equipment, a pay-as-you-go type experience, and you can pay it over a couple of years. So it really enables our schools with buyback options for your old equipment. And so we really have the capabilities to assist in moving you forward into this new digital era where we are supporting modern day learners. So one of the things that we would do with Digital Generation, who's our titanium partner at this event, is that we would come out to your school, we would have a conversation with your IT departments around different opportunities, different solutions that we could offer. And what we've done is we've kind of broken it down into 4 main groups of users. You've got your modern day learner. Now, these are students who have grown up with technology in their homes. In fact, many of these kids probably have better tech at home than they have in the school. And we find the same thing for workers. They come out of college, these university students come out, they go straight into workplace, and they find that the technology in the workplace is worse than they have at home. And we've actually done studies where students have said, or these young employees have said, we would rather move company and have better tech than join your company. And so it becomes a company retention policy to actually provide good technology. And so it all starts really with the youth who are very comfortable with technology these days. So you've got a modern day learner, but then you also have a mobile educator. So that's somebody in the classroom who wants to be mobile, who wants to be able to walk around, and that's where wireless technologies come in. I'm standing in front of a 75-inch display that has the ability to use a device which would then create a wireless environment where a student in the class would be able to throw his image up onto the screen. A teacher could walk around the class, perhaps with a device that is portable. This is a great 12-inch tablet that some of our users would carry with them. It has a keyboard that can be attached to the device. And it allows for a teacher to be able to walk up to a student, be able to annotate, draw, write on the device, and it will be projected wirelessly onto the screen for everybody in the class to see. So tablet devices like this are really, really key. What we also offer is if you don't like the keyboard to be detached, you have the option to have a notebook that is also a convertible. It flips around on itself and becomes a full tablet device, allowing you again to use a pen on the glass, to be able to use the device wirelessly and to be portable and remote. But when it comes to actually creating content, a tablet's never great because you push the keyboard button, it comes up, it covers half of the screen, and you lose the ability to be able to type, and it's really slow. And so a device like this remains, keeps the keyboard right on the device, allowing you to create content, write emails, write essays a lot quicker. These are available as a 13-inch, 14-inch, and they're both available as Windows and Chromebook devices. So, you know, when it comes to choice, our customers have full choice on operating system. For our office space or on-the-go administrators, you know, we've got a whole range of products. They start off with 12-inch displays. They go all the way up to 17-inch displays. So this is just a really great notebook. And what's key for this type of user in the office space, it could be a on-the-go administrator or even somebody who's more desk-centric, is to have multiple displays. And Dell has more than 43 different displays that are available to our customers that we can offer. Just taking a look at that more desk-centric environment, what our customers really value is a docking station, something that allows them to plug their notebook into the docking station. Our notebooks all use Type-C. So this docking station through this little tiny port is able to charge every single one of Dell's notebooks. And the benefits of that is you can have your external mouse, keyboard, monitor, everything set up on the desk, your Ethernet cable, your printer, all plugged into the docking station and one cable going to your notebook, and you have a desktop experience, even if you're a mobile user and you want to be able to take your notebook away. If you are more stuck at the desk all day, you know, what we recommend are these micro PCs. Now, this little PC has a mounting option to actually go right into this monitor at the back. There's a space for it to go in. The monitor provides power to the PC, and so it becomes a full computer with a massive screen on the front. But this is a great option for our office environments. And then lastly, in the office space, when you're looking at a PC, what we've designed is actually a monitor stand that has a PC inside the stand. So you have a zero cable environment because the compute actually sits inside your monitor stand. And then you get to choose the screen size. So really great for the office and front office space. Just moving quickly to our students, I've got multiple products, but again, available as Chromebooks and available as Windows-based devices. But this is the Chromebook that we have for our students. Now, a few key features about this is the materials we've used. It's got rubber bumpers around all the sides. Yesterday, I dropped it on the floor just to show that we can actually, that it doesn't break. And I'm showing the same unit today, it hasn't broken. But some key things, 35,000 hinge cycles, opening and closing the device, 7,500 micro drops on different angles of the device to make sure that it will handle the bumps of each day. You can spill up to 350 mils of water on the device while running, and it stays running. And then other key features about the drops. We drop these from up to 1.2 meters. And then, of course, pick-resistant keys is pretty important in a school environment, because what we found the kids doing is they pull the keys out, they rearrange them, and they make some really nasty words that the teachers definitely don't want to see. So some key features that we put into there. So really ruggedized the device. Students.
Jonathan, would that be where the teacher then throws it and never mind drops it?
Yes. Like to avoid
why don't you give it a drop and just show us? I mean, you're not scared of it. Let's just.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is this is about an average desk is about 750 off the ground. So I'll drop the device, right? And I can pick it up and it's still solid. Nothing's broken, no corners are damaged. Right. So brilliant. Really great. And that's a real good view of what a great office space would be. A docking station attached to a notebook, multiple monitors, headset for Zoom. These days, Zoom and these kind of environments are really important. And then the ability for schools, especially labs, to set themselves up and have multiple devices actually stacked inside a trolley. This trolley provides power to 36 devices. So your students will be able to take their notebook, plug them in at night. You can push this into a safe room and your device is completely concealed. And then, of course, when we, going back to these large screen monitors, having the ability for touch screen, these are collaborative displays, and the collaborative display allows for students to come up to the screen, use a stylus, use their hand, and to interact. And that way of learning is far more, far better than just trying to do it on piece of paper. So really great solutions. I'm here today with Digital Generation. I've got Michelle on the line. And they're a titanium partner of Dell. And so all of these solutions are available. And that conversation we want to have with you, would be led by Digital Generation. Great. Rian, my 10 minutes up.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Well, you did really well. Jam-packed session. Very interested. I love the four corners of modern day learner, which just positions where we are living. We're in the modern day and we're preparing learners for the 21st century workplace, but we're far down the line in the 21st century already. The mobile educator and probably mobile administrator as well, the on-the-go administrator. And in lockdown time, administration took place away from the desk at the school. So the administrators, we're looking at probably cloud computing, because if everything was stored on the server at school, you would have been in trouble. So yeah, I like those four cornerstones, and then desk centric, because desktops are still, they still have a proper place. So thank you for that. I love the vision statement, and I want you to end with that as a last closing statement. Just give it to us again about human progress.
Yeah, so I mean, the purpose that Michael Dell, as a leader of this company, has given is that we create technologies that drive human progress, and that you see that throughout everything we do, our green initiatives, our products, and our community and social aspects.
Thanks so much, Jonathan. Yeah, I lived in Texas in the years when the Dell company started in his backyard, in his garage. And that's about 30 years ago. And today, a multinational company with great solutions. Thank you for showcasing us and leading us into the next portion of our discussion, which is with Michelle Harding. She's with Digital Generations. Michelle, a titanium partner. It sounds like we're in heavy metals. No, probably not heavy metals, fine metals in titanium, but you obviously are a reseller or a network of selling the Dell solutions in the country. I want to open up with a question of just what do you have, how you positioned in the schooling space. There's a lot of technology companies out there that have solutions, but they're not necessarily technology in education companies or school solutions, which I think most IT guys in schools think. We're looking at all the solutions that Jonathan showed us, and we immediately go to I'm sitting on a governing body myself and representing a governing body association. The immediate thought is this for commercial companies, and can we afford this? This looks high tech and 2 screens. What's the deal? But what do you have in particular for the schooling environment, and what challenges do you see in getting to schools?
Thanks. So a lot of people don't really know who we are. I know I've met a few schools at both the Cape Town and Joburg events last year. We have been in the industry for 21 years, partnered with Dell for 19 of those. We've been a titanium partner, I think, for about 7 years now. We are a corporate player. Like you said, a lot of the resellers are big in corporate, and we do have success stories there, like Old Mutual and Discovery, Standard Bank, MultiChoice. And yeah, we kind of entered the education market about 4 years ago, and we were approached by an education finance house and said, we want to get into the education market and offer technology to students who can't afford that upfront fee. So we've been doing that for 4 years. We deliver currently to students nationwide, over 47 campuses and institutions. And how did we come into the school space? We were getting a lot of queries and requests from parents who were being sent one-pagers from schools to say, this is the technology we kind of want your child to purchase, or this is the technology that we need in our school. And parents were coming to us going like, we don't really know what to do. Can you help us? Can you supply? So we thought, let's get into this space, create a bit of a niche market, and put all tech in one. So we want to offer schools almost a way to choose the right tech. Some grades are using machines for coding, and some grades are using tablets. Some are on Apple, some are on Windows, some are on Chrome. So we play nicely in that field by bringing in the OEMs like Dell, and we sit with the school and say, cool, which tech is best for which grade? We then create a platform or a place where parents can buy and feel safe buying that this is the correct tech. Not only giving back to the parents, but we can also give back to the school in a form of a rebate. The next big point in schooling and why to buy through a reseller is we manage the delivery, the repairs, and warranties. So it's almost one point of contact. An example of this is an attendee yesterday actually reached out to us to say that they're battling to get hold of the OEM. And because we have the relationship with the OEM, we can reach out on their behalf and sort out their problem. And the big thing is stock holding. So we always have stock available. If the school is specifically on, let's say, the Chromebook, the 3100 series 2-in-1, we can actually stock that and make sure that parents have access to that device all year round. So another point is a lot of parents say, okay, but why can't I just buy retail? Why must I go through a reseller? And the problem here is the relationship is completely lost. The parent is just a sale, whereas with a reseller like DG, that parent becomes a client. Another example of this, we're getting a lot of queries, some could be parents, but people have bought technology from a retailer and now are having problems with it, and that retailer has liquidated. So, we now assisting people who have bought from retail in getting their warranty and laptops repaired. When we say tech, all in one place, and how to assist the school and, where we are different, is we're also involved in gadgets and accessories. So teaching and learning from home, like you said, is being affected by load shedding. Because we're an ICT reseller, We also dabble in, UPSs and inverters and ways to keep students and teachers always connected. There's also noise cancelling headsets, the accessories that Jonathan mentioned, external monitors and docking stations to make work a bit easier. And another thing we're getting asked for by clients who are teachers is they've got a laptop where the webcam is not of decent quality. So now we're doing stands with webcams so that teachers are being able to teach in high definition and a lot easier. And then another reason why you should partner with us if you're a school is a finance offering that we are partnered with Dell on, called Dell Financial Services. So they offer for you to buy Dell tech and then pay it off with a payment holiday. So in a nutshell, and to sign off, why partner with us? It means you are not just a sale. You're not just a number. You become a client and a partner to DG.
Brilliant. I have a few questions that came through, so I'm just going to pop to my screen. It says, are those Dell devices really affordable to learners? Now, that how long is a piece of string? But is it in the affordability range that you would think of education devices for learners?
So what we find right now is, so I don't know if everyone knows, but when lockdown happened worldwide, is everyone kind of rushed to the market because they wanted to buy something that was affordable. And a lot of the devices that were sold were Celerons. Worldwide, Celerons, there was an hour shortage because, someone couldn't afford an i5 or an i7 that they wanted to get, so they went and bought Celerons. When it comes to Dell tech, a lot of people say, okay, no, Dell is more expensive, but they don't necessarily grasp what they're getting with when they purchase a Dell. And the biggest thing with Dell is your support. Dell has a 3-year on-site support where something will happen at home, your hard drive crashes or it's not working. Dell has that technician that will come out to your house and repair it on site, where sometimes the brands don't have that. You got to send your technology in and wait 7 days. So that's kind of where a lot of people come and say, okay, no, Dell's too expensive. It's not necessarily a more expensive machine. You're just getting more for your money.
Yeah, so it's bang for buck.
Rian, I might add to that. We've done a lot of research, obviously, into warranties, and what people don't realize is that only a quarter of the cost of owning a machine is actually the upfront cost. It's managing that device over the next 3 years of the warranty cycle that really where the cost comes in. If something goes wrong, loss of productivity, downtime, and all of those factors come in. So when you talk about being expensive, we're actually not more expensive than the other vendors outside. But what we will do is we won't sell you the very basic warranty that's going to mean you have to do a collect. We'll collect it and come back in 2 weeks' time. You're going to get that next business day warranty. It's an absolute standard on the device. So the perception that it's more expensive, I don't believe that. If you go to Incredible Connection, you'll see our products alongside anybody else at the same price. But those products aren't designed for education. Those are consumer products. These are designed specifically for students and to last. That life cycle.
I'm from a governance point of view thinking, and it's one of the challenges that I have. So thank you for that comment that schools try and buy at the lowest number, but do not consider the cost of ownership. So you're in possibly at a lower value, but then the cost of ownership costs a lot of money. And one of the biggest items in school is, number one, the IT guys' time and salary. But the second one is the lack of IT guys at school. So Michelle, it seems like you're taking some of the burden for the school that doesn't have the strong IT guy or the strong IT department, and you're making or assisting in the decision-making process there and driving more towards deployment than just delivering a device. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yes, exactly that. And not to say that we're taking away the job of the IT manager, we're just assisting them more. Let's say now your school wants to roll out devices and you need your parents to go and buy Chromebooks or Windows devices. We assist you in choosing the correct device. We have a call center that runs 24/7 that assists our clients. They manage all the repairs and warranties and questions. Someone might say, oh, I don't know how to boot this up or something's not working. Our call center can, talk them through that. Whereas I think in a normal situation, they have to go back into school, sit with the IT guy and say, okay, no, can you help me? this is where DG comes in, and we're now taking over a bit of responsibility on those devices that are going out, so that your IT teams can focus necessarily on the school infrastructure.
Brilliant. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is education focus before technology. So what is the, to quote Jonathan, the not the commercial unit, but the education unit, and then the process at a school. I've got a very, very tough and very interesting question here, but take a stab at it. What would the cost be to equip an entire computer lab with, say, 24 odd working stations? So is there a ballpark number in your minds? I think this is particular, might be relevant for the budget cycle which schools are in at the moment, but a school wants to convert 24 workstations into something that we looked at today. What might be applicable for them? Any stab from yourself or from Jonathan?
So I do marketing. I'll leave that to Michelle.
Is this to convert it to what Natasha was saying with the solar side, or just to convert it into Dell?
To equip us a computer lab, not to do a solar lab, but to equip a computer lab at a school.
So the computer lab, we do have a few queries that come through, and the first question is, are you going the laptop route, or are you going the desktop and the monitor route? And you also have to find out, are you going with an R3 or an R5? And those costs do vary. So I can't really necessarily give a ballpark figure, because I need to understand what tech that lab is wanting to put in. And if they're not too sure about the tech, that's where Jonathan comes in with DG, where we will sit and say, okay, what exactly are you wanting to run? What applications? So that we can guide on whether you want an R3 or an R5, or is a laptop better than a desktop? You might want big graphics and a bigger screen. So that's where you would choose a workstation and a monitor instead of a laptop.
Okay, I like that answer being a question, because it's not just a product, it's a process. So yes, consulting on that is far more important than just giving a quote. So
and that's the thing, you don't want to sit here and say, oh, I suggest you should go with this. You want to understand what that tool is wanting to get to.
And what do you want to do with the lab? I think that's critical for decision makers in the IT space to understand. It's not about buying a product, but it's about aligning a product with the outcome that you want to achieve. So I've got a last quick question, and then we're going to close the session. It's, does the support cover rural areas? Does your support cover rural areas? Or is your support service geographically limited? Which areas do you cover? Tough one.
Yeah, it kind of. Yeah, Jonathan, you going to say anything?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so, Dell support is throughout South Africa. There is no limit on where we support. You can be in Pofara, you can be in Johannesburg, Durban, Cape Town, you can be in a rural area, you can be in an urban area. It doesn't really matter. What happens is, if you're very, very far out, say Uppington, and you have a call, you would have phone service, you'd call in, you would get over the phone service. If we can't resolve the issue, a technician will be sent out. An arrangement would be made, perhaps a day two, to get all the way from Joburg. We don't have a hub necessarily in Uppington, but if you're in a major center, Durban, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Joburg, you will get next business day on-site service with the technician no matter where you are. So that's not an issue, and our warranties are in fact international. So if you're actually traveling and you find yourself in London, and you have an issue in the airport, our technician can come out to you in your hotel at the airport. So it really is a premium warranty, and that comes standard with your device. So that's not an issue. And then we have different tiers. You get we can add on to warranties and have accidental damage cover. We can have keep your hard drive if it's a financial department. But accidental damage cover, for example, as part of the warranty, no excess, no additional cost, just part of your warranty if you take the premium warranty. Your students can drop that device, break a screen, you can have electrical surges, water damages, and it's covered. We replace that machine, one device per year of the warranty of the device. So if you've got 3-year warranty, that's 3 major accidents or damages that would be completely covered under Dell's warranty. So really great warranties and
great.
Not geographically limited to you.
Brilliant. So
just to add to what Rian said, 2 points. So one is DG does deliver to the most rural areas. Currently we deliver, and if we can't get there and it's down a sandy road, we're getting onto a bike, putting that laptop and delivering it. And then another thing is, if you cannot afford the premium warranty, and let's say now you you as a school are rolling out on one device, we as DG will then hold extra stock and do instant swap outs. So let's say now your student, their machine is bombed out, they haven't got the premium warranty, we've got a swap out that we can go collect that one, give them a new one, repair it, and then do the swap out back.
That sounds excellent. Guys, we come to the end of our session. I'm just going to close it in 30 seconds because we wanted to give everyone a talk. Natasha, thanks so much for your participation and contribution. Really inspired by what Dell is doing. Jonathan and Michelle, thanks for the interactive chat and showing us the products. Where do people get hold of you? Via School Advisor, Schoolscape? Go onto the app and just follow them and make sure you've got contact. From my side, thanks so much for a great interactive session.
Thank
Pete,
you.
I see you back on stage. A round of applause to our presenters, and thank you from my side. Take care.
Great.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Ryan.
Michelle, Jonathan, thank you so much. I encourage you hop onto their exhibitor profile. So if you click on the exhibitor tab, you can literally then go in and find out about them. And they actually have some great prizes up for grabs as well. So a lot of our exhibitors have prizes. You can see the details if you go to the exhibitor profile. Now, one of the highlights, and sorry if my light is a bit funny, we are in load shedding. I know a lot of schools at the moment are in load shedding. So if you are in load shedding, we are recording everything. So you can pop on at any point. So sorry, we've got spotlights on me because it's a bit dark in here. One of our favorite things, one of the most things we got feedback from yesterday was Pierre. So today, Pierre has sent us a 5-minute clip. So we are running about 5 minutes late in the agenda. I'm going to pop across and see what he has to share with us today. He has something a little bit more motivational for us today. So here we go. Sorry, give me 1 second as I find him. Here we go.
Yo, ek is so bly die gyms is nou weer oop. So happy the gyms are open. I managed to pick up a bit of weight in this lockdown. So I just got off from the gym. And I managed to be a bit successful over this lockdown period. I managed to finish that 28-day diet. My new world record time is I finished the 28-day diet in 4 days' time. It's my new record. So, yeah. I tried the whiskey diet. I lost 4 days. But Cyril blocked the alcohol. So now we're down to level 2. So it's a privilege to do a bit of comedy and magic videos for Schoolscape. But on a serious note, when it comes to the lockdown time, mental health is so important. And the biggest issue I can tell you today is to work on mental health. Now, the magic behind it is quite simple. We tend to focus on all the negative stuff, but we've got so much to be thankful for. And I want to challenge each of you at home today to think of the positive. Set a 15 to 20 minute goal for yourself every day. I know we're busy, wake up, kids, school, homework, work, get home, make food, sleep. That's a routine. But Robert Kiyosaki said in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, even if you win the rat race, you're still a rat. So make 15 to 20 minutes time a day for you. Put the children in the bath, get your husband to look after them, get your wife to look after them, and take 20 minutes and do something for yourself. Now, the most important thing in lockdown that I did to keep myself focused was set goals. I still try to train every day. I try to keep my mental health good. So set goals, but a goal is only a goal if you can challenge yourself in the goal. When they asked Forrest Gump, how did he do it? He said, lampo per lampo. So challenge yourself with your goal and make it difficult. Now, I want to explain to you a difficult goal. This is a balloon. Now, it's special balloons. They can stretch this way and that way. Now, the trick with balloons is I believe in safe magic. Now, I was my dad's first trick. And yeah, let's try this goal. I'm going to see if I can blow this up. that was a goal. Hey, now, I told you must challenge yourself, otherwise a goal is not a goal. Now, it's not possible to swallow this balloon. It is not possible. When you do a goal, if you ask me what is my goal enough, I'll tell you I want a Mercedes AMG 2020 model, black tinted windows, parked in my car in 6 months. Why is that a goal? A, you can measure your goal. B, there's a time frame connected to that goal. And C, it's something you can touch and that you can reach. I mean, I ask people, what's their goal? They'll tell me, I want to be successful. Or I want to be a good mom. Get something tangible and measured. Say, I want to be a good mom because I want to do this, 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 and this. Get a reachable goal. Now, this is my challenge. I'm going to try and swallow this. The most important thing about a goal is how you will end it off. Now, lockdown level is down to level 2. And don't try this at home. Set those goals. Get mental health ready. And do it with a smile on your face. Now I know your biggest problem is you all thought I was overweight. It is actually balloons. Go back, set those goals. We're almost done with the lockdown.
All right, I don't have a clue how he does that. Yeah, I'm still blown away. All right, so that was a bit of inspiration and a bit of comedy from Pierre here. We really appreciate what you schools are doing. We know you are making magic happen like that. So we wanted to show you a bit of magic, and we've got some other short clips from him that we might have time. We are running a little bit late, so without further ado, I'm going to invite Carlos on stage. I'm not sure if Juan's also joining. If you're Carlos, I think you are there. Let me just get you on. And wonder if you are there. So first up, before we get into our Lions Den pitch, we want the team from Promethean to give you a bit of a breakdown on what they are up to. As you know, you can win a 75-inch screen, which I'll give you some more details. But first, there we go. Carlos, I've got you. John, you are also on stage. So I'm going to hand over to you. Gentlemen, the stage is yours. I'm really excited to see what you've got for us.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Well, thank you all for your time. On a normal basis, 10 minutes is practically what we invest in presenting ourselves. So today I'm going to have to speak even a little faster than I normally do. But first of all, forgive my English. We've got 10 minutes. I'm going to try to make it in 8. Let's see if I get it. So for all of you who are not sure about Promethean, Promethean is an educational company. It was founded more than 20 years ago by a teacher in the north of England, always very concerned about education, always very consequent with the idea of teachers finding issues on how to teach properly, and always trying to develop a better technological solution so that teachers can work more comfortably. Students are more engaged, are more involved in the process of pedagogy, and so on. The thing is, and this also goes about Promethean. Promethean is one of our highest values, one of our highest assets is the ability to adapt ourselves to circumstances. Now we're living through crazy times. things are totally upside down. This whole coronavirus situation has turned things upside down. So we somehow believe our speeches need also to be upside down. So I'm going to start by the end. On a normal basis, I would tell you a lot of things, and then right at the end of the presentation, I would show you backstage. Today, I'm going to start by showing you what is in front of me. I'm going to open the box so that you can see the whole mechanism that makes this cool image possible. I'm going to use this little camera in here, which is not part of a hybrid classroom, but I use it so that you can understand better what's going on and how to get this all. So this that you can see in the panel is what I've got in front of me, right? And so that we can work a little better, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a snapshot of these. Otherwise, I'm going to be in between you and the image, and that's not cool. So first of all, what you can see, and please forgive the mess, you can see an external camera connected to a laptop PC, in which I am running a video conference application. In this case, it's Zoom, or maybe you're getting to us through Wova platform. But anyway, the application has got to be installed in this PC, which is at the same time connected to the external camera. I will talk about the need of an external camera a little later on. This second computer is not to be taken into consideration. This is just for me to make sure that I don't miss any of the things that I want to tell you. We've got lighting, not strictly necessary, but it can help a lot. I also have a microphone. It's not strictly a part of the hybrid classroom, the way that we conceive it, but just in case I'm using it because it helps a lot. It is optional. And please don't take the musical part into consideration. This is not to be taken into consideration. This is just part of the room. It's not part of the hybrid learning environment. Okay, so this is what we've got. Allow me to change the color. We've got an active panel. It is not in this picture, but it is right behind me, and you can all see it. I would say this is the main part of the whole environment. Then we've got a PC, which can be any, basically, with video conference application and an external camera. We are going to need, and I will tell you a little later about that, another application which will allow us to communicate with our students and share contents. In this case, this application is developed by Promethean, and it's embedded into the panel itself. It's called Screen Share. Screen Share is going to help a lot in terms of, it's going to let students, both the attending ones and the ones connected online from their homes, to participate in the classroom in a connected, collaborative environment and share contents and so on. So this is what we've got: microphone, lights. These are optional. If needed, it is okay. If not, because the classroom has got enough light, then perfect enough. And of course, a strong, reliable, stable internet connection. That does not depend on Promethean, but it is very important for you to all know that everything works smoothly only if we can rely on the internet. Okay, then let's see, I don't want to miss any of the things that I need to tell you. All right, the external camera. Why an external camera? Why am I not using the camera in my laptop? Well, it's in terms of quality. These embedded cameras in the laptops, they are okay, but they're okay for a different kind of situation. For a video conference in which I am sitting in front of my computer, and then people can basically see me from here to here, and I'm speaking right into the laptop's microphone, and then it is okay. But if we're speaking about this kind of image, we're going to need an external camera because the quality is very important. And then we need students not to miss anything which is happening in the panel right now. As for the second question that might be on your minds, I don't know, is Why am I not basically sharing the screen and then forget about the camera? For us, it is very important that students, especially the ones which are connected from home in a remote environment, feel like they can be in the classroom and they are not missing the gestures of the teacher. They're not missing any of the non-verbal language, which is so important in terms of pedagogy. So an external camera in which people can see the teacher explaining on the board is, I would say, fundamental. And if we are going to go for a good quality in terms of image and sound, the camera in the laptop is probably not going to be enough. So we're going to go for the screen share application that I told you about, because I want to make a quick demo on this. I'm going to ask my mate Juan, which is connected from a very far place in Spain. He's very far from me now. And with your permission, and well, this is where I am, more or less, in Spain. This is the area where Juan is. I don't know exactly, forgive me, Juan, I don't know exactly which province you're in, but the thing is that we're separated more than 600 kilometers, one from the other. And what technology allows us is to share whichever is showing on the screen of our devices, no matter where we are. And oops, I don't know.
Okay, it's coming.
Is it? Oh, okay, because I'm having issues for whatever reason from my own telephone. It doesn't matter. I mean, this is what the screen share application is all about. I mean, you got, oh, here we have one. I'm not going to show my own mobile screen, but I'm going to show Juan's device so that you can see. There you go. So a student from home can also share the contents with us. And then everyone in the classroom, including the teacher, of course, can see those contents as well. The teacher can make annotations on anything which is happening here. I'm going to underline just this small paragraph. And remember that at all times, I can also capture the image, take it to the whiteboard, continue working, and then share the contents with the students, put them on my cloud account, and so many other things that we're going to tell you about in the workshop. So this is, I can see that we're out of time, so then I'm not going to keep on talking now, but I encourage you all to join us at 11:45. We're going to have a workshop in which we will develop a little more about that. We will tell you about these things, but more deeply. And of course, we're open to any questions, suggestions, comments, doubts that you may have. So this will happen, I repeat, at 11:45. You probably by now have received a link to the meeting room. If not, please contact us. We will be very happy to attend you. Thank you for your patience, and enough for now.
Awesome. Carlos, just a quick question. You are kindly giving away a board that I believe is 75 inches. How big is the board behind you?
It's 75 inches, yes.
That's awesome. So one of you schools out there watching is actually going to win that board. So as you know, to win that, please drop into the Promethean workshop if you're interested in finding out more. If you're not interested in finding out more, just generally just visit the exhibitor stand and have a chat with them. But I think if you are really interested in what they have, please jump on and have a conversation with them. What I did not realize is that Promethean worldwide is in fact, I think, #1 or #2 when it comes to interactive boards worldwide. So they are an incredible supplier of high quality products that can really help you within the school. They've been doing this for a long time. And because they came from kind of an education background, they are education experts. So gentlemen, thank you. Thank you also for giving us such a generous prize. I am now going to go into our first lines STEM pitch. So gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you later.
Cheers. First up, I am going to invite Jason on stage. Let's see. Jason, where are you? I think, are you there? There we go. Jason has already started sharing his screen. He's on the ball. Just while he's getting ready, the aim of these lines then pitches to help you find companies that can really help lift a burden off you as a school. And I think EdAdmin is one of these when it comes to a large amount of administration, software, etc. They can help. So, Jason, over to you. Jason, we can't hear you yet. Just check if you are muted.
Unmute. I'm unmuted. Can you see my screen?
We can see your screen. If you pop your video on, we'll see you on the side, and I'm going to drop off. The floor is yours.
Okay, brilliant. I'm just going to do my video as well. Okay, brilliant. So thanks for the introduction, Peter, and morning all. So what can I tell you about EdAdmin? In terms of setting the scene, EdAdmin is a school management tool. We cover the standard school needs like, sorry, I'm just trying to manage this. We cover the standard school needs like attendance, admissions management, and student marks and report cards. There are a lot of products out there that do these basics, systems like Adam, Engage, RSAMs, etc. So how do we differentiate? It's simple. We have more features and better support. That's why we have approximately 65% of the ISASA private schools and many of the top government schools in South Africa benefiting from our system. Many of them loyal customers for over 10 years, and including schools like Michael House, Kearsney College, Jeppe School for Boys, Pretoria Boys High, and many more. So I'd like to start off by touching on support. It's one thing to have a great system, but if it isn't supported well, it's almost worthless. With EdAdmin, you get a personal relationship manager as well as direct access to our support team to ensure that you get the support you need when you need it. We respond quicker to issues than our competitors, and we don't charge extra for support or training. It's all included in our annual fees. Our support team are also all based in South Africa, are skilled in providing online support, which is particularly necessary now, and have local knowledge and are able to come on site to schools when needed, which is why we often get really positive feedback like this email that you're seeing on your screen now. So unfortunately, we have quite limited time for this pitch, so I'm going to have to rattle off just a few of the more topical features where we excel, but we would love to demonstrate our full capabilities to you or to any of you who are interested after this. So please do get in touch with us via our Hoover profile or join our live stream today at 12 p.m. So first feature, COVID-19 symptom screening. Our staff mobile app enables school staff to quickly screen students and staff for symptoms of COVID to determine if they should have access to the school grounds on a daily basis, as required by the DBE. Staff can instantly pull up a student profile or another staff member's profile and screen the student with basically just by tapping their student card, and all of the screening information is recorded in EdAdmin for audit and reporting purposes. Online assignments or remote learning. EdAdmin has a built-in LMS similar to Moodle or Google Classrooms. The major benefit that we bring here is our ease of use. Many teachers are struggling with additional systems and the demands of online learning, and EdAdmin makes it incredibly easy for staff to create an online task for students of their classes with a single click of a button in a system that they are already familiar with. Virtual classes. This is for video conference classes similar to a Zoom call or a Google Meet. The key benefit we bring here is, again, ease of use. All classes in EdAdmin automatically have a video call option, which a teacher can enter anytime and that students can enter via their timetable, with online attendance taken automatically. No time is wasted by teachers organizing video calls or sending out links that are A, not secure, and B, which students then have to keep and remember which link is for which class. Safe online payments. EdAdmin has online credit and debit card payment facilities that allow parents to safely pay online for things like application deposits, student fees, extracurricular activities, or any purchases made at the school. This means no use of cash, thereby avoiding the associated risk of theft and germs. We also partner here with a brilliant company called All Access, and they're actually going to be speaking after us, so you can hear a little bit more about their amazing capabilities. Powerful communications. EdAdmin allows you to send news articles, SMSs, emails, free instant messages, share documents, print labels, and a lot more. And because our communications are linked to our other EdAdmin modules, you can easily send a message to parents of, say, just one class, or parents just of a single extracurricular activity or outing, as these are also managed in EdAdmin. There's no need to blanket send messages to all parents. We also facilitate automated communications, like emails that you can tailor for the system to automatically send to parents of students who are repetitively late, or to chase outstanding payments of fees. Online applications. EdAdmin has an online application function that schools can tailor to their needs, allowing parents to easily apply online and to avoid the safety risk and hassle of coming into the school to collect a manual form. Student special needs and learning support. EdAdmin allows our schools to document special needs for their students, like ADHD, 15 minutes extra reading time for an exam, therapies, and assessments. Teachers can easily see a student's learning support history and are alerted to new notes so that they are aware of their pupils' needs and how best to support them. Alumni management. We have an alumni portal which allows past students to update their contact details, view upcoming events, stay in touch with school news, and update their qualifications and work roles that they go on to achieve so that you can track their ongoing success. The alumni module also allows you to manage pledges and donations, as well as generate the associated tax certificates. Parent consent or agreement. Our parent portal and the mobile app as well allows parents to easily agree to any outing consent or any school policy regarding school life that you need them to give the agreement to. Student behaviors. EdAdmin can automate any school's behavioral policies. Our system allows you to document student behaviors, both positive and negative. This allows you to track student behaviors holistically and share them with parents if you choose. You can also assign points and rules to the different behavior types, which may trigger a merit, a demerit, and other reward or consequence, depending on your policy, and it's all automated in the system. SASAMS compliance. We have full SASAMS compliance. Our schools simply work in EdAdmin, and our SASAMS sync does the rest. Mobile apps. Our mobile apps are world-class and do so much more than just communications that our competitor apps tend to focus on. The staff app can record student attendance, it can capture marks, it can manage class lists, and allow staff to view a student's full profile and anything that they need to know about the student on the go. The parent app allows parents to do things like view their kids' report cards, their children's timetable, parent-teacher notes from recent parent-teacher meetings, update their kids' health records and emergency contacts, and so much more. And we also have a student app, and very soon we're launching our alumni app. So that's a brief snapshot of what I wanted to show you on some topical features. Please do get in touch with us via our Hoover profile and join our live stream session at 12 today, where you can ask a lot more questions and we'll show you the product in a bit more depth.
Brilliant. Jason, thank you so much. I think my school could do with that COVID screening. Going onto a Google Doc every morning. I think what you've got is a lot simpler. So
it definitely helps.
Yeah, to anyone, please check out their roundtable discussion. We'll be fully sharing those a bit later. Also, you can jump onto the Intermix EdAdmin exhibitor booth and find out more. So, Jason, thank you so much. We are going to now invite Amber on stage. It's interesting seeing that you are actually partnered with them, which is fantastic. So, thanks so much. Amber, I think you are there. If you pop on your video, Jason, you can drop off. Thanks so much. Brilliant. So Amber is from All Access, and they've got some really, really powerful kind of technology when it comes to the school and cash. So let me not say any more. Amber, over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Peter. Before I get started, just a quick shout out to Jason. Thanks for mentioning us. Any watching today, All Access and Ed Admin are fully integrated and are awesome together. Okay, so good morning. My name is Amber. I'm from All Access Media. We are a integrated commerce solution. Throughout the past couple of years, we've worked hand in hand with some of the top schools in South Africa to put together the perfect solution for schools. So if you think about your school ID and what really it does for you, with the All Access platform, you can essentially turn that ID into a smart school ID. So it can do things like attendance, access control, print management, bus rides, and most importantly, and what I'll spend a lot of today talking to you about, is payments, right? So I don't need to convince anyone watching here today that with the apocalypse upon us, it is more important now more than ever to go cashless. I think schools have been looking at cashless for quite some time for reasons such as security, safety, admin hours, not counting 1,005 Rand coins every service day. So now it's about all those reasons, but also about being as contactless and social distance as possible. And because of that, we've essentially expanded our offering not only to facilitate cashless payments, but also facilitate order and collect, and also a COVID screening application to help you with your screening of students and staff. So if anyone has met me before or seen any of my presentations, you'll know that I'm not a fan of the secondhand car salesman tactic. I don't like to say what we can do, I like to show it. So let's get cracking. Right, so our platform is essentially 4 tiers. So tier number 1 is the students and staff. So they are essentially your customers. Number 2 is the vendors. So your tuck shop, uniform shop, finance office, you name it. Number 3 is your clients. So they are the schools. So as the school, you are the umbrella over the entire operation, and you essentially have a view into all your customers and all your vendors. And then lastly, we have what we call a all access economy. So because it's a closed loop system, you can't use this card outside of the campus. However, with the all access economy, you can allow inter-school interactions. So say, for example, you want to, your school is playing netball against, say, Kingsmead, you could allow their student cards to work at your tuck shop and vice versa. Right, so I just want to have a quick video here of our point of sale. So we can start doing sales either online with live ordering, online with pre-ordering, in store, so at campus, as well as using self-service kiosks. So it is a fully functional point of sale. Students can start their sale either with an NFC, so tap and go enabled student card, or we can do NFC enabled wristbands, especially for the little ones. We can also do biometrics as well as using a QR code. So that's for your students. If you wanted to now allow for your visitors and parents, that kind of thing, it's a fully functional point of sale, so you can still accept normal cash, normal debit and credit card, these third-party QR apps, as you're seeing on the screen, such as SnapScan or Zapper. So it's a fully functional POS. We also have voucher management. We have 2 types of vouchers we primarily work with. One is product specific. So say, for example, it's my birthday and you want to give me a free muffin. When the cashier tries to charge me for that muffin, the system knows that I have a voucher for it, so it doesn't charge me for that muffin, but it still tracks my inventory. The other type of voucher we have is more of an authentication, so a yes or no. So say, for example, I had a bus ticket and then it goes green for yes and red for no. One way is to do it as a ticket, so it's an authentication. The other way is to use it as a single tap purchase. So instead of having a ticket beforehand, you essentially, in a single tap, it'll go green for yes, I have enough money, so as you see on the screen now, or red for no. Right, so we also have inventory management. So if needed, we can manage everything from your suppliers, your contacts, purchase orders, goods receipt notes, stock takes, par levels, all of that fun stuff. We can also have digital warehouse management. So say, for example, you have a back of house and front of house, or perhaps you have multiple tuck shops, you can manage your requisitions accordingly. We can also do inventory right down to the recipe. So for example, Coke is made up of Coke, but your burgers have ingredients, right? So every time a burger is sold, your bill of materials need to deplete accordingly. And then on the back of that, you obviously have your cost price automatically calculated for you and your cost price percentage. Right. As a parent, I just want to also show you this video. As a parent, you also have an online environment where you can log in and manage your students' accounts. So you can see
that you are not sharing your screen at the moment.
This whole time.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't
realize.
No. So please just share screen in front of you. Sorry, I realized it's not showing.
Oh.
There we go. I'm so sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, so I will just flick through. This was the point of sale. I will put this up so people can take a quick look. Thanks for putting that out, Peter. Right, so as a parent, you have an online environment where you're able to view your balance, top up online, see your statements, and purchase as well. So part of this, it is a progressive web app, which means that it can work across all and any devices, whether it's iOS, Android, desktop, etc. Part of the parent settings as well is being able to transfer from parent to child. So you don't need multiple logins. You can have one login as mom. And there's also different profile and settings. So you can set restrictions such as daily spend limits, or you can opt in for notifications as you see on the screen. There's also dietary restrictions. So for example, please exclude any gluten, please exclude any nuts, and then my child can't purchase any product items with those allergens. Because of our banking integrations, parents can top up in quite a few ways. They can top up with EFT, ATM cash deposits at any ATM nationwide, as well as with debit and credit card. So this kind of bridges the gap. We had a few schools that had, certain parents that perhaps didn't have access to online banking or anything like that. And this kind of, banks the unbanked. You don't need a bank account or access to online resources to use our account. Right, so one feature I do want to highlight is this click and collect, especially in these COVID times. So what we can essentially provide schools is almost like a mini Mr. Delivery or Uber Eats for your campus. So essentially many schools are moving towards this ordering, paying everything and then just picking it up. So for example, if you can picture this, in order to avoid queues or to keep my distance, I simply go onto my account using my phone or computer. I can then select my vendor, for example, the tuck shop. I can add all my items to the basket, and then I can pay for it either using a debit and credit card or using my all access wallets that my mom has topped up for me. And then at break time, I can simply go to the tuck shop and at a certain collection points, I can either redeem my collection by tapping my student card or by scanning the QR on my app. Right. In summary, this platform is a unified commerce solution. So it is not a tuck shop card. That's one thing I want to leave you with today. It can manage your entire campus, whether it's uniform, finance, tuck shop, attendance, access control, buses, printing, you name it. Like Jason, our suite of features is quite vast. So if you do want to take a look at a full system demo, I will be doing one at 11:15, and I can pop the link is already in our company profile. So you are welcome to go to All Access. And yeah, I hope we see you there.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Amber. I think what's incredible is just for a lot of schools, I think the IT manager, it's not only wires and computers you're playing with, but you actually are now playing the role in running the school's administration. We know a lot falls onto the IT decision makers when it comes to the finances, the technology, managing even now the finances. So Amber, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. They can also, if anyone wants to check out, they can go to your exhibitor profile as well. And that is ALLXS if you are looking for the spelling of the exhibitor profile. So Amber, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Peter. Awesome. Thanks so much. Cheers.
And then last but definitely not least, we have Sam. So also is going to be showing some incredibly powerful software and a system for schools to use. So Sam is from iSAMS. Without further ado, I'm going to hand over to you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Peter. I'm just going to start sharing my screen now. So just bear with me while I get this set up. Okay, so fingers crossed we can get that started.
There we go.
Good stuff. Is that coming through, Peter, okay?
Yeah, it is perfect.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Peter. Okay, so just to introduce myself, so my name is Sam Bennett-Driver. I'm one of the business development managers at iSAMS, and I've been working at iSAMS for about 10 years now. And I thought we're going to use this sort of short 7-minute demonstration to show some of the highlights that iSAMS can bring to your school. So to start off with, who are we and what does iSAMS do? So iSAMS, we're a 100% cloud-based school management software. We've designed iSAMS to work with any browser, but we also have dedicated apps for your teachers, your students, and your parents. We really want to make sure that all of the data that you have within your system can be communicated easily through push notifications on any device. To give you a bit of background as to where ISAM started, it was originally created by two of our founding directors, Greg and Alistair, and they were students at Rugby School, one of the world's leading boarding schools in the UK. What they noticed is that their teachers were really struggling to use their old management information system. And so they decided at the age of 16 and 17 years old to start building ISAMs for their school. And very quickly, what they found is that schools within the surrounding area, they actually wanted to start using ISAMs too. And so before they even went to university, they had about 4 or 5 schools using ISAMs on a day-to-day basis. We did grow fairly organically since then. And what we can see now is that ISAMs is trusted by some of the world's leading schools. And this can include Eton College, Harrow School, Oundle, Wellington, Braeburn schools, and Bishops. We're now being used in over 75 different countries. So we're very much sort of branched out from where we were based in the UK. We've been working with Bishops, St John's and St Stithians over the last 2 years to really make sure that we have all of the enhancements required for the South African market. And it's just some of these would include an integration with SA SAMS to make sure that all of your data is transferred securely, to make sure that we have a complex gradebook module. We want to make sure that the complex weightings that you need can then be published to your parent portal for your continuous-based assessment. Last year, we had 170 new schools join ISAMS, and that now brings us to having over 1,000 schools worldwide. So I'm always asked the question, what makes ISAMS unique? Why are we different? And it still comes back to that we are the first 100% web-based management information system in the world. And what we want to do is to make ISAMS to be completely customizable to fit your school needs. We have a dedicated training team where they're going to help produce a system which works the way that your school needs to work. We don't want you to change your workflows. We will mold and shape around your school structure. We're aware now that single sign-on is becoming really important. A single management information system cannot provide you a solution for everything you need within a school. There are going to be some third parties that you want to work with. And having that single sign-on really makes it easy for your teachers and your parents to use. When your staff have logged into ISAMS, they need to get access to the support pages really, really quickly. We even have live chat, which is enabled directly through the ISAMS interface. We have well over 35 different modules within ISAMS, and we want to provide you a solution for anything ranging from your academics team, administration, admissions, communication. The safeguarding and well-being of your students will all be held within ISAMS. Your teaching information, having a powerful reporting module to unlock all of the data that you have within the system to be able to produce some really quite important reports. And of course, we have a dedicated finance solution. And just to show you a few examples of some of these modules, within the academics team, we can have, say, a calendar-based module. And this calendar can be really quite important. We can create a calendar event in ISAMS. It can automatically pull through the right students within that event. And we can publish that data to your parent portal, your student portal, but even also to your school website. We have a dedicated exams module so we can create seating plans for your examinations. We support multiple curriculums, again, making sure that we can support the requirement to send the data to SA SAMS automatically. We then have a staff cover-based module. So if you have any members of staff who have been absent for the day, we can automatically arrange the cover. We can also support your timetabling requirements as well. We have a very bespoke admissions module. Every part of this module can be changed and configured to sit and fit your needs. And so here, what we want is that your parents can apply online to your school website. Rather than having your admissions team type up this data automatically, we can then have all of this data recorded by your parents. Of course, we then have automated mail merge features. We can then personalize all of the aspects of this online form, but it's important that it's sitting within your school website. You're not having to create a new website. We will, again, fit around what you have already. We also want to make sure that the reports that we can offer within the admissions module, again, are flexible. We need to drive the data that you need from our system. And so, again, those reports are incredibly flexible. Communication is going to be key. And within having these apps for a teacher, for your students and your parents, you really have a lot of control as to what data we're going to be pushing into these systems. This could be anything from showing your timetabling data on the parent portal and student portal, the extracurricular activities, school reports, behavior systems. It might be that within your behavior at school, you want to publish the merits, but you don't want to publish any of the concerns that you have about a child, because maybe that's more appropriate for a one-to-one or face-to-face conversation. So that can be done and configured throughout ISAMS. It's important that all of the configuration options that we have, they can be changed in ISAMS. We don't need to change that for you. We're going to show you how to build the system around the way you want to work. For your teachers, again, they can log into ISAMS and they can use the front end. They can turn on a computer, wait for that to load, and they can log in. But I appreciate that we don't always have that time. And so sometimes it might be easier to use a mobile device to access ISAMS. Again, you can use your finger, your fingerprint or facial recognition to log in, and then you'll have access to all of those day-to-day tasks. It can be anything from creating merits, behavioral items. We might want to look up a student's SEN details, family contact structures. We might want to send text messages or emails through the app. All of the day-to-day tasks, such as writing a report, submitting grades, is all achievable through the system. We do work with many different third parties because we recognize that we can't do everything. So you might need biometric attendance, you might want a virtual learning environment, dedicated boarding management software, there's many more. We've then developed a lot of new features within ISAMS to support the needs of COVID-19, and these are just a few. And I just want to mention that our support team are actually available 19 hours a day. So we have a dedicated team based in the UK, in Australia, and also South Africa. And this really is going to help drive the level of service that you receive. People can basically hand over your ticket to another team and it can get resolved much, much quicker. I really do appreciate your time. I know that was incredibly short, but we can organize a one-to-one demonstration where I can show you much more of the product in depth. I really do appreciate that.
Brilliant. Sam, thank you. I think if you want to look, one of the easiest ways if you're a school and you're interested in more is just search for Sam's name and you'll get his details, or you can jump into the exhibitor profiles and look for ISAM. So I and then SAMS, and you can connect with them. And Sam, I'm very glad you showed some South African schools in your top schools from around the world. We'd like to see some more there.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Thank
Sam,
you very much.
Thank you so much. You can drop off. Ladies and gentlemen, that is us coming to a close. We are got one person from yesterday that entered our competition to win a R1,000 Take-A-Lot voucher by liking our social media. I'm going to share his name with you in about 1 minute. What I want to do before I do that quickly is just show you, I'm going to share my agenda. Sorry, share my screen to show you the agenda. On the agenda, if you are looking at today's agenda, you'll see we finished all the main sessions, but there are roundtable discussions and workshops. I just want to highlight a couple for you. So these are smaller groups that you can go get involved with. If you are on the web version, you can click here. If you're on mobile, please click the community button, which is at the bottom of your screen. And then 3 down, you'll see meetups, roundtables, and you can see these. So you'll see managing your annual textbook purchase with Snaprify's digital tools from kind of a company that does a lot of procurement for schools. We know textbooks is a major, major burden for schools. So if you are involved with purchasing of textbooks in any shape or form, I really encourage you jump in on that. We are running late, so you can jump in straight after this. It does say 11:10, but they will be starting now. So that's with Snaprify. Snaprify is also one of our main partners for the event, so we really back them. SBMA, more info. So SBMA is the School Business Managers Association. A lot of the schools that have attended our events have asked questions about the SBMA to us. So if you are part of the management team, the SBMA is an incredible organization that can support you and your school, specifically the business managers versus principals. So if that's you, pop on, they're going to give a bit more info. It might be something that you would like to be part of. Then we've got Office 365 and G Suite concurrently. That has been run by our very own Kevin. So you can jump in on that. I think that's going to be very interesting. Please note that session, I think, is already quite full. managing online desktop tablet content for learners. So this is with Ashley from Sonic Wall, so it's going to have a big security feel. Just a reminder on that, we have a poll live. We've had about 27 answers of your biggest security challenges. Hop onto that. Ashley will be able to share some more info with you. We then have at 11:45, the gentleman from Promethean. I'm going to show you that active panel in a classroom. So they're going to go into a bit more detail. If you are looking for interactive boards or want to explore it, I really recommend jumping in on that. Online purchasing portals for schools. Also touching on the financial side, this is going to be done by Digital Generation and Dell, so please check that out. And then Ed Admin Intermix, they just pitched a little bit earlier, so you'll be able to go find them. So those are all of our sessions. And then the winner, sorry, let me just stop sharing my screen. All right, brilliant. So yesterday we asked if you would jump onto our social media and you could win a Take-A-Lot voucher, 1,000 Rand, sponsored by Sonic Wall, for yourself and not for the school. And I'm glad to announce our winner is Frank Longwitz. So congratulations, Frank. We will find you and we will send you that 1,000 Rand voucher for you to use. Seems the competition was popular, so we're going to run it again. So if you haven't yet liked us on social media, we'll send out the links. Please do that. You can jump on and win. And also, if you haven't yet filled in the poll, you can also win another 1,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher. So hopefully different people will win it. So ladies and gentlemen, that is us from day 2. I really encourage you jump onto the roundtable, smaller discussions. If you're on your mobile app, just a reminder at the bottom of your screen, click on community. And then you can go grab those. So please do that. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate your time. Ciao.